Hello, folks. Hello. Filming in my room. This cough still hasn't gone away. Welcome to another, what's it called? Another 30 and 30. I'm trying to figure out what I've done so far this week. Have I done anything this week? Have I read anything? My reading, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. My reading has slowed down significantly, which I figured would kind of happen because of birthdays. That always happens. I had to do it's evaluation time at work, so there was that. So I just didn't get, I haven't been getting a lot of reading done. Plus this cough won't go away, and my chest is still tight. I don't know how long it's going to take for this to go away, but we're just going to go with it. Okay. So I did end up reading, so far this week, Oshinoko, Volume 2. I had to return that to the library. So I did end up reading that. I feel like I read something else. But to be honest with you, I don't remember what I read. It's bugging me because I feel like I read something else besides that, but I can't remember. My brain is not letting me think here in the least bit. It is not letting me think at all. I did read Oshinoko Volume 2 this week. I can't tell you that, but I feel like I'm missing something. Something is missing. I feel like I talked about All the Sweat and Soap last week, so I'm not even really sure where I'm going. Either way, we only have a couple more days of 30 and 30 left. Today is actually the 27th. I'm tired. Excuse me, y'all. Today's the 27th. And so I have 28th, 29th, and 30th. Those are my last couple days to get some reading in before 30 and 30 is over with. But honestly, I'm not gonna push myself here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have done a good job in what I've been reading. I think I'm at like maybe 35 volumes, maybe something like that. If I get to 40, it might be nice to get to 40, but I'm also not going to break my neck over getting to 40 volumes. We are where we are right now. It's not like I'm going to stop reading manga after 30 and 30. Ouch. It's not like I'm going to stop reading manga after 30 and 30. But plans for the rest of this week, because the 30th is on Saturday. I do think that I am still going to try to read some more. Excuse me. I'm tired, clearly. I did start Blood on the Tracks while I'm 14. And this is a different... How do I explain this? This is stepping into different territory that I'm not really enjoying. And it's actually quite disappointing. Like, I'm about maybe 80 pages into volume 14 right now, and I'm not feeling it. I don't know if it's because of the timing, like, because it's a time jump between the 12th volume and the 13th volume. There's a significant time jump. And I don't know if it's that is throwing the pacing of it off, or like, I'm not really sure what it is that's exactly throwing it off. So I'm actually slightly disappointed in where we are right now in terms of this next part of the storyline. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't think I'd be sitting here being like, as a matter of fact, I'm kind of disappointed in where we are with this series right now. But facts remain that I am slightly disappointed. Oh, maybe that's what I didn't mark as. No, I think I marked that, not me having epiphanies and interrupting myself. No, I did read that. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a volume of manga, but I can't remember, or I can't think about what that could possibly be. I could just be bugging. That's also a complete possibility. I could just be bugging. Alright, I also touched something and touched my face, and now it's taking off the top layer of my skin. Love that for me right now. Like, I'm just falling apart. In terms of stuff for this week, tomorrow's Thursday. I really don't know if I'm gonna have anything for this week, to be quite honest with you. I really don't. I have, stuff sitting here that I think I could work my way through, but I'm not fighting to do anything. I did finish volume 9 of Sweat and Soap, so I will say this, because now I'm starting to ramble, which means it's time for me to log off. It's time for sis to log off, because I'm just straight rambling at this point. I do think that if I read anything before 30 and 30 is over with, if there is anything that I read before 30 and 30 is over with, it should be these 2 volumes. Sweat and Soap Volume 10 and Sweat and Soap Volume 11. So I can go ahead and finish out the series and say that I have completed it. If there is anything that I need to do, it's just these 2 for right now. I think that I definitely need to focus on those. I do have Honey Lemon Soda checked out from the library, which I could get to. Of course, with 30 and 30 being over with on Saturday, we're going to shift back to my weekly graphic novel and manga reading vlogs, which is fine. But I do have some graphic novels checked out that I was supposed to get to that I didn't get to. I feel like I talked a little bit about Mexikid. I still haven't gotten to that yet. Oh, I do have Apothecary Diaries Volumes 4 and 5. I haven't picked those up yet. I know I wanted to get to Space Boy. I haven't gotten to that. I know that I still wanted to get to Cursed Princess Club. I have not gotten to that. I may prioritize this one. I feel like I'm going to prioritize that one because I need to read it and I haven't gotten to it yet. That's a picture book that I need to return. Just in case y'all are wondering what I was dealing with. I have Something's Wrong with This Volume 13. I haven't started that. I still haven't started 2 Tribes yet. I meant to start that last week. A lot of this stuff is stuff left over from last week that I didn't get to it the way I wanted to get to it. Which had Atelier I didn't get to. I didn't pick up anything related to Food Wars, which are we surprised. I have so many things over here. I don't think I even told y'all that I got the next volume of Sasaki and Miyano. I decided to get... I didn't even know that this had a spinoff. Like, where have I been? Buzzic. Have that checked out. Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost. Still haven't read that. I was supposed to read that. Still haven't read that. Still haven't read Clark and Lex. Supposed to read that. Still haven't read Shuri. I just have been doing a horrible job. I really have been. I still haven't even read the second book in the Bigfoot and Nessie series, which I loved the first one. I thought it was absolutely adorable. But I haven't read the second one yet. Oh, I have Oshinoko Volume 3, which I've been excited to read. Something's Wrong with This Volume 14. Still haven't read that. I just have stacks and stacks of stuff that I haven't read. I Want to Be Wall. Still haven't read that one. Still have not finished The Sea of Monsters yet. The Last Olympian, which these are out of order. The Titan's Cursed. I haven't finished any of those. Shadow the Labyrinth. I haven't finished any of those. But I need to start making some decisions, and quickly. Because I have too much stuff checked out. And too much stuff checked out that I have not read that I need to prioritize and get to. So, for tonight, I actually have some stuff that I have to read for work tonight. It's not that it's not pleasure reading, but it's for something else. And so I do need to read that tonight because I have a meeting related to those materials at 10 in the morning. So I'm not going to get the chance to read what I want to read unless I read a little bit of that, and then I may pick up a little bit of 2 Tribes. I started reading One Piece on my phone, So I may do a little bit of reading One Piece before I go to sleep. I'm charging my Kindle right now, actually, so I may read a little bit of One Piece on my Kindle because I have the Viz. No. I may have the Shonen Jump app. I have one of the two. Either way. On my Kindle. So I can read it that way. I read faster digitally, which I don't know what that is. People talk about that all the time, reading faster digitally. Never in a million years understood that until now. I know what that means. I know what that means. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go take a bath, read some for work, and then I will do a check-in with y'all tomorrow. Let's see if we can get this vlog to an hour. I know, it's ridiculous. Why would I make that a goal? Because I used to do vlogs that were like that long, 45 minutes to an hour worth of footage. And like I've been doing these ones which are short, like 20 minutes, which that's fine. But I want to see if we can do an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Which if you're watching this now, you're probably like, girl, what? 45 minutes to an hour. Let's see if we can make this happen. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Hello, my friends. So this is going to be wrapping up 30 and 30 as well as extending into another week of just my typical weekly reading vlog. I got really sick, which is why you are only seeing one clip from the week before. My breathing got really bad, like really bad. I actually ended up in the hospital, and so I have not had the time nor the space nor the energy to sit down and actually film content, unfortunately. I also have not really been reading a lot because I have not been feeling well. So there was no way that I was going to get a vlog up for this past week. So by the time this goes up, I should have already shared on my community board that there was not going to be a vlog going up because of me getting as sick as I was. And so I thought that I would just take the footage from that week, which was just one long clip. And I did not read anything past that day because I actually was very sick in that clip, and I didn't realize how sick I was until I literally just could not breathe. I can breathe now. There's no wheezing, no tightness, but it was a lot of treatment behind that. And now I am on a long-term treatment plan as a result of all of that, which I have not had to do this in like 20 years. So it sucks to be going backwards, but it is what it is. Health is important. So I am feeling back up to speed. I am going to be out of town this entire week. So this is interesting. I'm going to be doing three vlogs at one time. I am going four vlogs. I literally just put in the clip for another vlog that I was going to be doing 3 vlogs, but I'm literally doing 4 vlogs at one time. I don't know why I do this to myself. No one told me to do any of this. Like, this was not a thing that was required for me to do. I just made the decision to do it, which is just wild and ridiculous for me. But either way, I'm going to be out of town. And this entire week I am meeting up with some other content creators. We're doing kind of like a mini vacation. And so, yeah, how much reading I get done this week is a whole different type of situation. I don't even know if that's really going to be a thing. But I am participating in Blackoween. So it's kind of going to be a little double content here, or kind of double dipping, because I will be talking about a reread of Bitterroot on my main channel and also on here a little bit. But it fits one of the prompts for Blackoween, so just know that I probably won't talk about it in detail because I probably will save it for that other vlog. But I will mention that I am going to be rereading all 3 volumes of Blackoween. It's early in the morning, meaning it's late, and I should have already been in bed, and I'm not in bed yet. But I do plan to reread all 3 volumes of Bitterroot. So I thought I would mention that here. I also favorited, because Hoopla put out this Halloween list of graphic novels, and I ended up saving Dark Ride by, who did this? Joshua Williamson did Dark Ride Volume 1. This was this with Image? Yeah, this was with Image. And it's a horror graphic novel about this place called Devilland, which is a horror themed amusement park. It's not long, it's 120 pages. This is the cover. I hope it focus. That is the cover. That is a very, very interesting cover. I'm looking forward to reading that. So between Bitterroot, those 3 volumes, I probably also be reading this. I don't know if I'm going to get to any manga this week. I did end up finishing 30 and 30. I guess I should talk about that. I did end up finishing 30 and 30, and then I'm going to stop this intro to this new week. And I ended up reading One Piece Volume 5, which I enjoyed. I gave it 4 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the previous volumes of One Piece, but I did enjoy it. And I am going to be continuing with it. I may try to knock out 1 volume of it this week. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. I did end up finishing that. I believe I talked about me reading volumes 7 through 9 of what is the lovely series called Sweat and Soap. I believe I talked about that, so I'm not going to dive into that again. But one thing that I didn't mark off that I did end up reading was Oshinoko Volume 2. It was good. It was a very, very solid second volume. I think that Volume 1, I was telling someone last week that Volume 1 is kind of a wild start because the premise of the story is kind of wild about this idol that ends up having twins, but the twins are 2 people reincarnated that were fans of the idol, and so there's a little bit of a weird dynamic there, and it makes the series feel very off kilter at first, but the tone and the vibe of it changes drastically by the time we get to Volume 2. It is such a 180 in terms of what we are seeing in the characters by the time we get to Volume 2 as compared to when we were in Volume 1. And I think that if you weren't a huge fan of Volume 1, stick with it at least until Volume 2, because our character dynamics have changed. Especially our guy that was a fan of the idol that was helping her during her pregnancy and ends up being one of the twins. His whole demeanor is like he's a dark character by the time we get to Volume 2, so definitely check that out. I did talk a little bit about reading some other stuff in my October reading plans, which you would have seen this in the week before this comes out, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to get to any of that stuff this week. It just doesn't seem like that's going to happen because I'm not traveling with a lot of books. So anything that I read that's going to be comic or graphic novel or manga related is going to have to be digital at this point because I just can't. I'm only taking a small suitcase and a book bag. I cannot travel with a crap ton of books because I do not want to check a bag in. I really don't. Your good sis does not want to check a bag in, so that's something to keep in mind. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check out because my face is just like, girl, my face is not facing right now. If that's even a thing, my face isn't facing. And I still need to like put some stuff in my bag in my suitcase. And so, yeah. But I will check in later and hopefully include some great B-roll footage for y'all. Oh, Paradise. Peace. Hello. I just wanted to do another quick check-in because I haven't checked in since I did a clip, I think, of reading My Neighbor, what is it? My Neighbor let me look it up because I'm about to mess it up. Oh, My Neighbor Totoro, which is a manga adaptation of the film. So it wasn't what I was expecting because I didn't realize that it was a manga adaptation of the film, but it was still good. It made me want to watch the film, and I think there's only 3 other volumes, so I'm definitely going to end up checking out those 3 other volumes. I also ended up finishing Joshua Williamson's Dark Ride. This is a horror comic book series. Volume 2, I believe, drops in like 5 days. I believe, something along those lines. I'm guessing, that is my guess, is that it drops in 5 days. I think that was the last data that I saw. But it's a weird series. I think I'm going to go with like maybe, I haven't reviewed it yet on Goodreads, but maybe like 3.5 stars. Maybe something around there, because it follows this guy who was really, really into horror. Definitely wanted to focus on his passion for horror, doing just different projects related to horror, and so he ends up losing his job because of it, and so his wife gets really, really frustrated and upset. And this is the intro, so it's not really I wouldn't say necessarily that it's a spoiler, but he ends up doing some evil stuff, and he makes a deal where he then ends up developing this theme park that is more sinister than what it appears at the surface. So we get a little bit of the past, and then we jump to the present, where we meet his son, who is now running the park. So he has 2 kids, a son and a daughter, from his second marriage, and he's pretty like not, I don't want to say not seen, but he's been in hiding for the past couple of months, and the park is losing money. And so they're looking for a new and creative way to like boost up park sales. And then we end up learning more about like what the father has in mind for how to boost up those park sales. It's really twisted and demented, especially when you figure out what's actually happening at the park. And then the son is not really actively aware of like what the father is doing. I think he's kind of like confused on what the father is doing a little bit, which I think is pretty interesting. But I did end up finishing that, which I was like, okay, yeah. Then on the way back from picking Brie up from the airport yesterday, picking Brie up from the airport yesterday, when we were in the car, Erica had this in her backseat, Flamer by Mark Curato, which is one of the most banned and challenged books in school districts for the 2022-2023 school year. And of course it's banned books week, and I did want to try to read some banned graphic novels and comics. I didn't know how much I was going to really be able to get done, but I thought I would read some, and I ended up getting maybe close to 100 pages into this. Not completely, but at least close to 100 pages. We are going to the cabin today, so I'm hoping that it's a 3-hour car ride to the cabin, so I'm hoping that I can read a little bit of this. I do have some other stuff that I do want to read, but that is definitely next on the docket. I do plan on reading Bitterroot this week for Blackoween. Oh, I like that shirt. It's cute. You look comfy.
I am.
But I do plan on also starting and finishing up Bitterroot for Blackoween, because it does fit in one of the prompts that I ended up rolling, which I'll be talking about in my Blackoween vlog that's going on my other channel. But I just wanted to give a quick update on what Erica's also reading Bitterroot, so that's great. I just wanted to do a quick check-in. I probably will see if there's any other banned comics or graphic novels to check out, but we'll see what ends up happening. But that is going to be it for right now, and I will check in later. Hey y'all, so I have not been doing any graphic novel readings. It's like trying to find good lighting. I haven't been doing any graphic novel readings since my last update. Unfortunately, it just hasn't been a thing for me, like at all. So there's that. But I am still reading Bitterroot, but I haven't picked up anything outside of Bitterroot. I may pick up maybe one or two other things. I know I was reading Flamer. I may actually read Flamer on the way back to Erica's house. I haven't decided yet, but we'll figure it out. I think that's the only other thing that I probably will put my hands on before this vlog ends is going to be Flamer. But like I said, we'll see what happens, and I will do another check-in later. All right, y'all. So I actually did not end up reading any more graphic novels. I didn't make any progress for Bitterroot for for this vlog, which is fine. I think I'm gonna, now that I'm traveling back home, I'll have a lot more time to really, I guess, focus on the comics and graphic novels. But we'll see where that's gonna go. I will check in with y'all later. Let me know how your 30 and 30 ended and how it went. And I will be back with another video soon.